And we're back and we're live. Hello and thanks for tuning in. This is the SuperBoss Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Luc Tran, joined by my two co-hosts, Harrison Ngo.
What up?
And Ian Eatwell.
Hey.
Welcome back, all you recurring listeners. If you're new here, welcome. What we do is we're just hanging out and we'll bring up just, whatever we want to talk about. We're all just a bunch of nerds, so we'll talk about nerd stuff like movies, comics, anime, video games. But we don't really know where we go. These things kind of just happen organically, and that's the way we do it now, so get over it.
Haters.
Harrison, what is up, my guy?
What up? Dude, it's crazy. It's already March, and I remember we initially wanted to do this just because it was at first it was just we want to just podcast because we want to actually talk to each other more. But now, and then later on, I was like, oh, it's cool. It's our way of still connecting with each other, talking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Your quarantine.
Yeah, it's like the one point of social contact we have with each other during quarantine.
I mean, wait, sometimes more.
Well, like just talking though.
Oh, my full undivided attention.
Yeah, it's different when I'm just yelling at Ian for flashing randomly, and then it works out somehow. But
Wait, what?
Oh,
leak flashing. Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
No.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
You're actually revealing yourself.
What?
Yeah.
And I just know because I haven't seen you in so long, but I just know.
We're connected like that.
It's like the moment.
The bond of,
it's like that. No,
I was just thinking about it. For those of you who don't know, the three of us have known each other for. It's almost gonna be, 15 years at this point. It's kind of wild how long we've known each other.
When you say it like that, oh my god.
Yeah, because I was almost gonna say, oh yeah, we've known each other for 2 decades, and I was like, yeah, it's not that yet.
No.
But it's getting there because we're old.
It's close. Old.
But yeah, we have that innate connection.
Mm-hmm.
But the connection isn't good enough for me to know what Harrison's been up to. So tell me what you've been up to.
What a segue. I love it. Man, what? I have been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, actually. It's funny because, last time we talked about it, I had, a Skyrim itch, but I didn't want to play Skyrim, right? So then I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just try it. Because, I was looking into some of the mods where it's you can go into, the other, Beyond Skyrim, so, the Bruma mod. And I was looking at, all this other stuff. Then I thought about it. I don't want to mod anymore. Oh, wait.
There are mods, there are mods that install mods for you. So I was going to tell you about that.
Okay. Wait, hold up. What?
This is getting too much.
Yeah, there's
mods.
I think
all in one packages, you mean, or something like that?
You basically download it's. I haven't done it myself, but it's a separate launcher, and it just has its own system of pulling a predetermined list of mods for you. I think it's called Sheogorath, and it's the one of my other friends who plays a lot of Skyrim. That's what he used, and it just installed everything for him. He didn't have to pick and choose. He just basically hit the install button. And then the program just starts pulling all the mods you want. So yeah, you should do that.
Huh.
Shit. That's pretty wild.
I'll send you the link after if you want, but it's
that's still. But you still have to look for the certain because you're saying it pulls the mods that I want, so it's still kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Well, it's basically a checkbox of hey, do you want this mod? Yes or no. And if you hit yes, then it just does it.
They have a set list, and you just check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's all predetermined list, and you
okay.
can just I don't want that mod, so no.
What? Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
we're entering into a new age of modding.
Dude, that's insane. That's actually dope.
What if that became a standard for video games? That'd be wild.
I mean,
I open up Hades and it's casual mode or speedrunner mode or I don't know.
Technically, isn't that just an option type of deal?
I mean, yeah, but what if it for speedrun mode you'd get a timer and then specific seeds that would set in for you, stuff like that,
I mean,
or I don't know,
I mean,
for
that's
like Minecraft.
like
it could be-
what Slay the Spire used to do, like because you could enter in manual seeds,
That's right.
but they just
Ooh,
had
yeah.
like predetermined seeds for you.
Mhm.
Like, hey, do you want to play with this? And you can just see everything.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh no,
but
dude, I don't think I would ever leave my computer again.
man, but yeah, mainly I've just been playing that. What else have? Really, just catching up on shows.
Apparently, this is the year of like, hey, we're gonna jump back 2 years because apparently you want to play Overwatch again.
Hold up.
baby.
Let me preface.
Okay,
this.
okay.
Let
You
me
were
at
gonna
least
talk
explain
about,
that part.
because
Okay,
if
wait,
you
wait,
weren't
hold
gonna
on.
talk about it, I was gonna roast you.
I
For
was
that.
gonna bring it up later. Like I was like, oh, this is probably the thing. So yes.
All right, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. No, actually, no. Fuck it. So
Yeah,
essentially,
I feel like this is fine.
no. Essentially, it's just the. It's not entirely. I didn't entirely want to do it. It was just there's things where I'm like, all right.
Harrison was
mainly-
not the initiator on this.
No, I didn't initiate this one at all. I was like, I didn't expect. This is the year that I didn't expect to go back and play old ass shit. I didn't expect to play Call of Duty, and I don't expect to play Overwatch at all. But apparently, one of our friends, he's been adamant about like trying to play it for like the last half a year essentially. And most of the time, I'm like, all right, dude, if we do this, we have to have a full squad. I ain't gonna do some of that have one rando or like we'll just like queue up. I don't care enough. I say this now. I don't care enough.
With asterisks,
With
subject to
asterisks.
change.
Subject, yeah. So, and I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll like it again. I don't know. I know our thing right now. I can tell our thing right now is more. Okay, so like this is like Luke, Ian, and all the other guys usually play League, and that's fine because I just choose not to play it.
We don't want to play League anymore.
No, I think there's
I think that's why
one
he wants
person-
to switch. That's why.
I actually enjoy League still, but I think there's
Oh.
one person who really only enjoys. It's me and one other person who actually like
That's
enjoys
fair.
playing that game anymore.
Like I play League because my friends want to play. I will never actively like, I feel like playing League of Legends today. No, it's like I'm gonna
Yeah.
waste 3 hours of I will give up 3 hours of my soul to play this garbage game from 2010.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, so yeah, going back to the whole Overwatch, I was just like, if we have a full squad, fuck it, sure.
Yeah.
And I think most of the people in our like we have multiple different groups that play certain things, right? And I think most of us are like kind of looking for that one game to play, like just to play again type of deal. Because like none of like the Destiny group's like pretty much dead. They have like their Final Fantasy group, like they all broke off and do stuff, but
Yeah.
essentially like this guy, he's just like, hey, who wants to play Overwatch? And I'm like, all right, Nikki. Like the same rule applies. I will still only play with a full squad.
mhm.
And he's like, oh, Ian will play. I was like,
yeah, to step in to add some context to this, he brought it up with me and our editor, and me and him found out that our editor actually like is super into Overwatch and wanted to play again. So we're like, oh no, is this happening again? Now we have to tell Harrison because that's 4 people, and now we have to get 2 more.
no, it's funny because so like this is like when Overwatch first came out, we did have a solid group. We had like
Yeah.
Yeah, a
a
lot
set
of
group
people were
that always be down. Yeah, well, this was because everyone wanted to play. It was like the thing to play,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we actually had like a solid group that like wanted to play like ranked and all that. And so one of them, he was in the chat or in Discord with us yesterday because yesterday we were just playing Call of Duty, playing zombies, and then that's when he brought up the Overwatch, and he was like, and then the other guy happened to be there too, and
Oh,
he's like,
no.
hey, or I was like joking, I was like, hey, you should totally download Battle.net. It's not hard. He's like, but do I want to? I was like, no, you don't, but you should. And he's like, fine. I was like, no way. Oh shit. And our other friend was like so excited. It was hilarious. But then we had 5. And then after that, I just saw one of the other old teammates. He was like, he was on Facebook, and I saw him last week play Overwatch. But I was like thinking, oh, what if he has like a squad? Like, what if he has like a squad that he plays with now or something? I was like, hey, random question. If some of the guys want to get back into Overwatch and we play only with a full team, you down? His instant response was like, yeah, sure, why not? I was like, oh my God, this is happening.
Getting the band back together.
Like, half of me was like, oh, he's going to say no. He's got a team or something, right? And then the other half was like, what if he actually says yes? Then I have to actually follow through with this. But the next thing, Ian, is if we actually do it.
Right. So
he wants to play tomorrow. So
only time will tell. Oh. Well, tomorrow's what, Thursday?
Yeah. Guess we'll find out next.
Find out next
time. If we actually
on
play Overwatch.
SuperBoss Z.
No, but Luke mentioned it. It's really crazy how, at least for me, I'm going back and playing old ass stuff again. Like, look, I'm trying to. I had a Skyrim itch. I'm playing Call of Duty again. I'm playing older games that I never thought I'd go back to.
Are you still playing Diablo?
So yeah, my girlfriend wants to play it again after this weekend.
Playing Diablo still.
Which I was like, well, she actually wants to try out Torchlight too.
Interesting.
Because I think she's really into the.
That's kind of different though, right?
It is. So actually, I looked into it. They're actually the guys that made some of the devs were from Diablo 2.
Oh, cool.
So that's why a lot of people like that style, because it is slightly different, but it's more apparently like I don't know much about it, so maybe you guys can fill in the gaps. But
I've only played like 5 minutes of the game.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I got it for free off of I think either Steam or Epic. I forget one, but she's that I didn't expect to play Diablo again. I'm playing. I tried out Guild Wars 2 again. Am I really really bored? Maybe. Am I disappointed that Cyberpunk 2077 flopped? Yes. Because, so I didn't expect myself to go back and play all this stuff. Because, did you guys ever play zombies back then for Call of Duty?
Oh yeah. Only on
I guess
one.
on let's see. The last one I played was it Black Ops or was it World?
I remember playing World at War Zombies.
Yeah.
I don't know if I played any. I've played more, but it wasn't enough to like. I played Zombies.
Yeah.
What's the one that was on 360 that wasn't Black Ops?
War at War. I think that was.
Okay.
I think that was the one.
Okay.
That was the.
Which
I think
one's
that was
the one with the airport scene?
Oh, that's
Modern Warfare 2.
Okay, that's the one I played with zombies.
That one didn't have zombies.
Yeah.
Really?
So you probably played War at War. That's the only one.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 had like their Spec Ops.
Yeah.
Which was like a co-op thing, but not zombies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Black Ops have zombies?
I think it did. I think it continued.
Okay, maybe that's the one I played on. Because I know I had Black Ops and I had one other.
Yeah.
On 360.
Yeah. So.
But anyway.
Zombies it's crazy how much they added onto that mode. Because it's actually really cool. Like you can upgrade certain perks. You can upgrade like, there's even more to it that like, like how before it's like, oh, I should upgrade my gun here, or I should get this perk here, or like that was like the basis of what I remembered. But now there's like way more to it apparently. So I played with a few of the guys yesterday. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Me here just like let me just shoot zombies, but then they're like, oh, you should probably like there's some you could min max it, but in all honesty, I just played like. Oh, I'm just gonna upgrade my gun here. I'm just gonna buy all this stuff. But
cool.
Yeah, I mean,
it just feels like more fleshed out, basically.
Yeah, it just feels fleshed out. It's just weird coming back to Call of Duty like years later.
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah. I don't think I. You know what? Actually, a couple days ago, I opened up Stardew Valley for the first time in quite a few months.
It's a dangerous game to open up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for real.
But other than that, I think I've just been playing some of the same, like, more newer type stuff.
What have you been playing, Ian? No.
Yeah, what have you been
Literally
since you were
the
talking
same
about
stuff.
What's the
I mean, I
same
opened
What have
up
you been
Stardew
up to,
Valley.
Ian? I have
Um,
said everything I've done in the past 10 seconds.
stuff?
This is a summarization of my entire life
Oh,
in these 5 words. Is magic, Hades. All right,
Oh.
2 words. There you go.
oh. I was
In
like-
terms of games,
Yeah.
that and League of Legends. There you go. Those 5 words: League of Legends,
Yeah,
Magic, Hades.
You
Soon,
can, it's like
soon to be
Magic, Stardew, League of Hades. That's Ian right there.
at its apex.
There you go. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that too, man. Well, all right. I guess I had been playing a lot.
What
just
made
I
you
opened up
open up
Patient.
Stardew?
Huh?
Just
Yeah,
like,
Stardew's
were
a
you
good one.
just like a random like I'm gonna open Stardew right now.
It was one of those things where I have Hades, which is like high intensity. I'm trying to do it for time, trying to speedrun it, so that's a thing. Then Apex, high intensity like shooter that I play with the team. League of Legends, pretty intense strategy game, So I needed something like more chill. I had Magic,
Okay.
but even then I kind of like
I was gonna say, I feel like that
Magic
used
is
to have
still
to
like
be some-
stressful.
it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
still
still,
like
like, stressful.
strategy.
It's
yeah.
all like competing for something. Even if it's
Mhm.
like Hades and single player, it's like you're competing against yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I need I just need something chill. I need something I needed some lo-fi beats to chill or study to.
Ah,
Gotcha.
okay.
So opened up Stardew cuz I actually like I don't know if you do you ever like finish that game? I guess not
Not
yet
really,
because
no.
they have been updating it.
I have no idea.
I mean, I think some of the updates are mainly for like a more robust multiplayer experience,
Oh, okay.
but I'm pretty sure you can like you beat the quote unquote main story, but you still do stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, you
so I
can
guess
still keep doing stuff after.
Yeah. I guess I haven't finished the main story then. So I just kind of got back into doing that. Played a couple days.
Mhm.
Took a break. Played a couple more days, But I've been doing is like creating a backlog of like weird indie games that I want to play. There's something that caught my attention called Minute of Islands. Have you guys heard of that?
Nope.
No.
It's this art. I guess I'm assuming it's an indie game just because of the like
It's indie.
style and
Yeah, it's indie.
okay, it is all right.
Yeah.
I just made that assumption, but it's basically like Adventure Time art style, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
But like exploratory game kind of thing. I didn't
a
watch too
puzzle
much of it because I didn't
platformer.
want to spoil.
Ah,
There you go. Yeah.
there. Like the way you said it, I was like, this sounds, and I searched up tag puzzle platformer. That's it. That's
There
the
you go.
one.
Dude, that's what I've like those kind of like I've been feeling like an itch for those.
I feel
But
you.
like there's this game that's interesting, Ratropolis, which is I would add as a
Retro-
weird
That's right.
a
Yeah.
weird
From
game
last
that-
time.
There's a few others too. But that's I've just been like this itch to play these like really
Just offbeat games.
yeah.
I
But
mean,
It's
I was
been
gonna
good.
say, don't you technically have a backlog now too, like a legit one?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But I know that feel.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just aren't in the mood.
I think it's just an inevitable thing for anybody who plays games. Eventually you're just gonna not have enough time. And then you're gonna have to cry.
Nah, if
Yeah.
you give up everything else in your life except playing video games,
Mm.
you'll have time.
And you still won't play your backlog.
It is then at that point you are speed running your life to see like backlog 100% versus life.
Oh God,
That's all you're doing, dog.
I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to.
Don't do what I'm saying. You should not. Do not listen to the chaos man.
Wasn't it like, just speaking of like going back to old games, and this isn't like super old, but Luke, weren't you like, didn't like a week ago you opened up Monster Hunter World again?
Yeah, and then my computer doesn't like playing it, so I didn't get to play it too much, but I was playing it.
They're pretty much done with like
they're done
mega
with
updates, right? Yeah.
They're just done with World.
Oh, okay,
Like,
okay.
World is kind of on, I guess, like maintenance. I don't, because it's not dead.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not getting new updates, and they're having events like cycle through. So like all of the content is now in the game. You just have to wait because I think it's on a 2-week cycle between festivals.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah,
I'm probably gonna go back and play it once I get my new computer. It's just because I don't trust my current computer to survive playing like more than a hunt.
Yeah. Fair point.
Great.
But no, still fun. I was like debating between myself if I wanted to get Monster Hunter Rise or not because it's coming out on Switch and then it's coming out on PC a year later.
Yeah.
But I just
For sure,
don't know if
a year later.
Yeah, like it was
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's a year later. I just know it is coming to PC at some point.
Yeah.
And that was like an official announcement. But I don't know if I want to play Rise. I don't like some of the things they've changed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of it's still a toss up for me, and I have other things I want to check out anyway.
Oh yeah, 2022. Nice.
Yeah,
I loved playing with you and Calton. So if one or both of you get it, I'll definitely get it. Just to
he wants to get it on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he ends up getting it or not is a thing, but yeah, like I still really like Monster Hunter. It's just some of the things they do in Rise specifically, I'm just not a big fan of. But that is me saying that without ever having played the game, so I don't know. But they nerfed the insect glaive, so maybe I don't want to play anymore. So maybe out of spite, I won't play the game.
Me. That's fair. The insect glaive was a really fun weapon.
It is, like because I've mentioned it to some of my other friends who. They kind of know me as the Unga Bunga big sword man.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, like, oh yeah, like I don't use greatsword, like basically at all. And they were a little confused.
What?
Shocked. Luke is more than a
Unga
archetype.
More than
I am advanced Unga Bunga.
Yeah.
But
that's the real.
No, like it was something I was on because you talked about Hades, Ian. And I'm still playing Hades too, and I'm having less fun, but still enjoying it because I'm trying to do really hard stuff.
Oh, cool!
But
are you doing like
I'm just trying to do EM4, and it's just a giant pain in the ass.
Oh yeah.
And so it's just not a fun fight for a lot of weapons because I'm not good with a lot of. I mean, there are some weapons I think that are just better for EM4, but I don't know. That's a different discussion. I was gonna mainly talk about because there's 2 other games I'm like so close to just convince myself to buy them because I still have some like leftover Steam credit. There's a game, it just came out of I think they both came out of early access, but the first one was Curse of the Dead Gods. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
Yes. I brought that up on the podcast a long time ago.
Yeah, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And there's another streamer I really like to watch who he spent like 3 days playing it, and it looked really fun. And so I was kind of debating because I was going to talk to Ian about it too, because inevitably because people are morons on the internet and they just boil everything down to like a talking point. But Curse of the Dead Gods is another top-down roguelike action game. So people are like, oh, it's just Hades. Or like, oh, it ripped off Hades. But
No,
It has
it's
some like pretty cool. It has some really cool, unique mechanics to it
Yeah.
that it'd be worth checking out. But it'd be so different because Curse of the Dead Gods as a game, I think, has a really good mechanical feel, but there's like legitimately no story, which is the complete opposite of Hades, where Hades was basically a story game first and then a roguelike second.
Mm-hmm.
Were you going to say something, Harrison?
No, I was gonna say like it's kind of weird because everyone's saying that, but I'm glad a lot of
they?
reviews are I'm
A
glad
lot of people
reviews are saying
online are making
online.
stupid
They're like,
comparisons of
Didn't
like,
this
like-
come out before?
yes,
it,
or at least it was
it's
announced. It was
technically-
announced,
it's been
Oh,
worked
okay.
on
yeah.
before Hades was announced, but
Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah,
people
so
are
that's-
dumb.
Yeah, so it just
Alright.
comes with that. That's why I was so because I only remember that me and Ian when we were living together. I
Uh-huh.
remember like it was like the same day we both saw it on our
Yeah.
thing, and I think we
Uh-huh.
both were like, "Hey, did you see this?" And we are like, "Oh shit,
That's right. Yeah.
yeah." And I was like, "Oh, this looks really cool." So I've been kind of watching it. So yeah, if after watching like some reviews, I'm super interested because
Hell yeah. It's on sale.
it is.
10% off.
That's God, like
Hmm.
we've talked about this before, but like the amount of like amazing indie games that have come out recently is like it's just so nice. 'Cause-
Mhm.
Like so there's Curse of the Dead Gods, which I still might get just because it is like I think a really good action game.
Mhm.
But there is another indie roguelike game that just came, or I think it comes out on Friday for us. It's called Loop Hero. Have you guys heard of that one? I
Oh.
dropped the title for you, Ian, but I don't know if you looked
Yeah.
into it.
I looked at some screenshots, but I still don't know like
Oh, is
what
this by
it's
Devolver
about.
Digital
It's
the one?
published by them.
or
I
published
don't
by them?
I don't know who it's specifically
Let me see.
developed by, but I think they published it.
For
The
yeah. I've heard it's
dev
yeah.
is 4 quarters,
Yeah.
but
No, this
Yeah.
looks very. This looks
Like,
very interesting.
It
when I looked at
has
it.
the same streamer who he was playing Curse of the Dead Gods. He's playing Loop Hero right now.
Mhm.
And him just playing it gave me such a huge wave of nostalgia because the aesthetic, it's because it's like an I don't know, like a 16-bit game.
Yeah.
It is a pixelated game.
Right.
Very reminiscent stylistically and musically of the like Final Fantasy IV, basically, like that old pixel
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and then
Oh,
the bitrate
this looks
song.
really
but-
interesting.
The game, I think, as a concept, is just so cool.
Coming out March 4th, everybody.
Is it March 4th? Oh,
Oh,
yeah, so
yeah,
it comes out
tomorrow.
tomorrow, not Friday. Sorry, but it's just it's another roguelike, but it's different than a lot of the other roguelikes I mentioned.
Mhm.
In that it's some people have even compared it to like, oh, it's an idler game, because the whole shtick is because it's a roguelike, every time you enter the like overworld, it's a random map loop,
Uh-huh.
and your character just constantly makes loops walking around in a circle, and monsters will spawn, and as you kill monsters you get loot and you get these cards, and you use the cards to basically build your map out.
Mm.
And that's both placing down terrain to give you stat bonuses, but you
Mhm.
also get to choose where you put monster spawns. And
Oh.
as you keep walking, monsters will level up because there's like it's not a it's a static loop. You keep going in the same direction, but there's a day-night cycle. And
Mhm.
as each day passes, things level up. And then there's like a lot of hidden mechanics of if you put certain card tiles together, like,
Yo, you were right. This is so my jam.
yeah, like I think you'd be really into it, but there's just a lot of really cool interactions in the game.
Uh-huh.
And it just looks so fun and really nostalgic. And
Yeah.
so there's 3 classes that I've seen so far, and they all are so different, and I really like that.
Mhm.
Because you have the warrior, the rogue, and for the first time in like a long time for me, like they have kind of the warrior, the archer, and the mage but the mage is the necromancer in this case, and the necromancer plays in like such a cool and unique way of like, because when you think of a necromancer in like a fantasy game, like, oh, they raise stuff and they do like they raise skeletons and zombies and they fight
like might and
they,
magic.
And they kind of go into that spirit of necromancer as a summoner, because you summon, or if you play as the necromancer, you summon skeletons and they have to do all the fighting for you because you don't do anything. Like, you can't protect yourself. But there's even a story, which is really nice. It's probably like higher on the list for me than Curse of the Dead Gods, because there is a story in addition to, like, I think, a really fun and engaging roguelike mechanic.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely, and it's also on sale. I think like $13.
It's like 12.74.
Yeah, it's like $12-13.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. I remember seeing this a while back, or I heard it on one of my podcasts, and they brought it up, and I thought it sounded really cool. So I totally forgot. I didn't realize it was coming out this soon. So
yeah, it was really soon.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then like there's Valheim too. I'm still kind of on the fence about. It's probably like the least priority.
I'm so interested in it, but I feel like that's one of those games where I had to play with people. I just have that, like specifically for me. Like, I feel like I would be more willing to play if I had people to play. You know,
not something you like choose to pick up just on your own.
The game, I think, feels better when you do have not a huge group but a small group.
Yeah,
because there's a better loop of people doing things than you having to do everything. And like, some people really like that it's basically almost like a Zen game where, oh, I need to go do mining, so they mine for 2 hours, come back, and then they spend the next 2 hours building. But I think there's a stronger sense of like co-op when, oh, I'm the builder, so I stay, design the house and like protect the house, and then we have other players gathering resources. And so I think it feels better that way, at least for me. But I'm kind of like Harrison, where like I wouldn't play those kind of games by myself anyway.
Yeah, it is essentially like, to me, it's always going back to, it feels like a better version of Minecraft. But with Minecraft, I wouldn't play by myself either. I had to play with someone else because it was just more fun that way to me.
And like part of it is Valheim is doing really well, I think.
Yeah,
they crossed the like 5 million concurrent players on Steam maybe like a few weeks or a few days ago.
Heck yeah!
And I mean, it's still technically early access, and it's still on sale because it's $20. And it's just like, oh, do I want to like jump on the train now and, you know, go through the early access process, or do I wait until it's a 1.0 release and see if people are even playing at this point?
Because they sold 5 million copies in 1 month.
Yeah.
Whew. That's insane.
And it's a dev team of, I think, maybe 6 people. So it's it's about as indie as you can get.
Yeah. No, it's just crazy to think, like, when you have that kind of, let's see, they say roughly $100 million in revenue, reading from The Verge. And it's just, that's crazy. Like, with that team's, like, that size of a team, like, to get that rise in popularity so fast. Like, I get with Among Us, they're also a small team, but they were working on the game for like 2 years already, right? So I think their boom was kind of later, while with Valheim it just kind of happened right there.
Yeah, Valheim it's basically Among Us, except imagine if Among Us happened when the game was initially released.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So that must be crazy. Like, that's really awesome for the devs, in all honesty.
Yeah, like, shout outs to those devs. Like,
yeah,
they made a really, really fun game. Like, even me just watching people play, it does look fun.
It looks fun. It looks really fun. but
that's the thing. Like, there's so many games I want to play.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, maybe I should just, quit my job, never leave my room, just play video games all day.
Yeah. No, I was thinking the same with like what you said, Luke. Like, oh, should I just wait until like the 1.0 release and then kind of go from there? But mainly, it is the same reason I have other things I want to play. as well.
Yeah. Okay, because I was gonna say, like, outside of these indie games that I don't have but I want to play, I've had this random hankering, like sort of random, but like going back and playing Dark Souls. Just, I mean, it's been
yeah.
so long, and I want to,
Mm-hmm.
and
I know that feeling. That's a good
Yeah.
feeling.
like I say randomly, it's mostly random, but there's a few VTubers I watch, and they'll collab with each other, and they're playing through Dark Souls for the first time,
Oh, nice.
and just like going back and watching, I'm like, man, I remember this game when I was playing, and I had no idea what was going on, how much fun I had,
Mm-hmm.
and just going through again, and just going through basically 2 years of my life. Like, yep, I played those games like 8 hours a day. Like after I finished like with my college courses, I was like, all right, Dark Souls for like 2 a.m. Go to bed.
Man.
Dude, yeah,
But-
that game, going into it blind is
It's wild.
yeah. I haven't had an experience quite like that before. I think somehow they were able to cultivate like a very unique experience. Although probably less so now because so many games have taken from that. But at the time,
Yeah. At the time, it was quote unquote hard because the tutorial was partly the tutorial was very vague, and also the tutorial was just garbage. But
yeah.
you have that sense of you're just thrown into the game world, and
Mhm.
you got to figure it out yourself.
Figure it out, dummy.
And I mean, it kind of hits on those same roguelike feelings I do enjoy,
Mhm.
where like you just keep dying and then you get better and better incrementally each time.
Mm.
And maybe that explains why I like roguelikes so much, but I mean, the first time you finally beat a boss you've been struggling on for like 3 hours is a
Oh,
really nice feeling.
oh. So
Just a tasty little snack of when times were easier.
Mm-hmm.
What about,
Oh.
like, so I know Ian will sometimes do, like, Ian, you sometimes go back and play games.
Mhm.
Harrison, do you ever go back and just, like, not just play a game, but go back and do a playthrough again of older games you've played? Or do you just kind of, like, one and done?
It kind of depends, honestly. The hard part for me is if it's a story game, like if it's like a hardcore story game, it's kind of hard for me to do it unless there's like another ending. Because otherwise, for me, it's I'm the same way with movies too, where I'll watch or play through something if I. Okay, wait. So for a movie, I'll watch through if it's on, but I'm not gonna go back and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this movie. Like,
Okay.
You won't like
It's-
seek it out, but if you happen to
Yeah,
catch
'cause-
it on TV, it's fine.
yeah, because I
That kind
think
of thing. Okay.
the hard part for me is I just love the surprise of certain things. So, like the first time around, it's like, oh, this is dope. And if I'm on a high, I'm like, all right, I'll watch it again because I want to see if I could dissect it more, type of deal. But like years later, it's not like because this is the one thing where me and my brother differ, where he can rewatch stuff no problem, but for me, it's just kind of like the more I rewatch, the less I'll pay attention. So I don't have like the I don't know. Yeah, so with that, it's kind of the same with games where if it's like a story heavy game, it's kind of hard for me to play unless it's been years, right?
Yeah.
Like I've talked about how because my girlfriend's always been predominantly a Nintendo person. So there's always all these things from like, oh, I want to like show you this because she's always interested in like for instance, let's say like The Witcher, right? She really like the show. I'm like, oh, so here's the games. Like she doesn't have time to like play sometimes, so I could like just stream it and like stream it to her directly and just on Discord and just play it. And that would be like a thing because I think that would be fun to like run through it because it's been years for that. But I think my main thing is more like it's kind of more it would lean more towards no, unless it's been so long where I just have that itch. But because there's always something new coming out, that's always hard for me. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was like, I'm trying to think of a game that I would go back to, like right now, if anything.
Yeah.
Like, actually, no, yeah, we've been talking about, like, I went back, or maybe
Uh-huh.
Skyrim, but who knows? Like, I installed the game, installed all the mods, and I started up. I'm like, nah, I know what's going on. But Skyrim's also different in that, like, you can get like other mods and like do new quests and stuff. So that's the one reason why I think it's super replayable with that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's like super broad.
But like I said, it's something new versus like, oh, I have to play through the campaign again. But then again, who knows? It's been
Like,
I haven't legitimately
would you
played
go back and play Arkham Asylum again? And like maybe
I've thought about that too. Like legit. I was like, oh, maybe that's something I'll go back and play. Because I was talking to one of my other friends. I'm like, remember those? Because we used to like talk about playing those games all the time. And maybe I've thought about it too, actually. It was really funny because I have thought about it. But then I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll just start from the beginning and play like try to do like the whole trilogy, you know? But I think about it, but then I'm like, oh, but my back, this is the loop. Think about, oh, but my backlog. I would feel guilty. I'm like, oh, I want to play this, but I should work on this. And when I started working on that, I was like, oh, but I kind of want to go back. This is why I hate myself.
For me, I kind of vibe with you on the whole movie thing, but then also I think about, well, I've watched National Treasure about 30 times, so that's not entirely true. I do rewatch movies, but that's like one of the only movies. Well, no, that's not true. There have been others. I think it's, for me, it's like if the game or movie has created like if I have some type of reaction to it where it's like it's almost like comfort food, I'll definitely go back to it.
Uh-huh.
So like Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Yeah.
Ooh,
If it's something that just like, and for Wind Waker, it's like just that art style feels so like good and safe and nice. It's so pleasing to look at.
Right.
And then the like the exploration and the sense of wonder and I think it just has to like hit me in a certain way, I guess, for me to like want to go back and play it. Because there are other games where it's like, oh yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed that, but I'm good with that one time.
It's like, you know what? Like, I feel like it's kind of contradictory for me too, because I'm like, okay, I wouldn't want to replay a game, but here I am like, oh, Mass Effect, the new Legendary Edition is going to come out, the remastered one, and I'll play that. But to me, is that because it's new in a different sense? Because I'm pretty sure the story will stay the same. So that is also, I just thought about that. I'm like, well, that's kind of point.
Unless when you play it this time, will you play for a different ending?
And you know what? It's been so long, I don't remember how to get to a certain ending. So that's all I'm trying to say too. Is if it's been so
different
long,
options.
Yeah. If it's been so long too, like if I don't remember, then it is somewhat a new experience.
It'd be like, you romance someone different, or you do a Paragon run versus a Renegade run.
Sidebar: they're taking out butt shots. It's hilarious.
Wait, what?
I saw that thumbnail. Hilarious. I didn't know if that was actually real or not, but
they're taking out
the
butt
whole
shots?
thing was that in Mass Effect 2,
yeah,
there were, in the original, people were complaining that there were a lot of unnecessary shots of Miranda, who's one of your NPC companions. There's a lot of shots.
Huh? No, she was the
dark hair lady.
Dark hair, yeah.
She's like dark hair. She has a white bodysuit.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But there were just complaints that a lot of dialogue scenes with her is just literally her ass shot. So apparently they're reworking that, which is fair.
I'm like, that's fine. I just think that's hilarious. It's just a blast from the past where I'm like, there were a lot of butt shots. I do remember talking about that with my high school friends. Man,
that's funny.
It was 100% catered. I was like, man.
The 3 characters I know in that game are the blue lady, the dark hair lady, the character player,
Shepherd,
and then lizard guy.
Oh, Thane?
Thane?
I think so, yeah.
He was like green.
Yes.
Or-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because there's also the Krogans, but
There's
I guess
also the
they're,
Krog. He's
they're
more like
not as
frog,
lizardy.
right?
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, like I said, saying it, Ian, best time to go and just play that game. Do it. That's like the one.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
That's like my one game where I'm like, just play it. Just do it.
Just do it.
I mean, that's what we were saying for Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and look where that got us.
Dude, bro, you're right. Never mind. Ian, you do you.
Legendary Edition comes out May 14th. Okay.
Speaking of remasters and stuff, did you guys see that Pokemon Direct?
That was just so bizarre to me.
It was
Like,
the weirdest thing.
I know, I think a lot of people, probably around our age, I think, were the most serious about Pokemon not as a game, but as like,
real life.
or like more than just playing Pokemon, but
I heard
raising Pokemon and doing battles.
Wait,
I think
yeah,
it
so
was
it's
with-
lifestyle.
It was like with Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah,
I feel
I think
like.
that was when it hit the hardest.
And so, like, I mean, I'm glad they're getting a remaster. It's cool, but like, I honestly never played Diamond and Pearl,
Me too.
so I
Like-
don't really care.
So, and that's why I was like, I guess I'm there because I've heard a lot of. It's so polarizing with that. It's like, oh, people are like, oh, I was expecting like Pokemon short Sword and Shield levels for a remake. I was like, are you sure? I mean, I
think that'd be kind of silly if they did that.
I think it'd
so
be kind of.
soon.
I liked the style. I thought it was cute. I was like, oh, this is adorable as fuck. But I also, like Luke, haven't played it. So if anything, if I get it, it's more like, oh, I've never played it. Maybe I'll experience it. But once I say that, my girlfriend will be like, well, you haven't finished Sword, so why are you gonna play this one? I'm like, you're right. You're
This
right.
one.
And then like their what was it? Their Arceus. I don't remember the full
Oh,
title.
Pokemon Legends.
Yeah,
Arceus.
Legends Arceus. That was, I think, just a really bizarre showcase because it was running at like 5 frames. Like
Who-
the actual quote unquote in-game footage was running at like 5 frames. So
It was.
that seemed kind of not good to show off.
It's always like that weird thing where it's like, and I think it's always an investor type of deal, right? When they decide to show something like that, I'm like, okay, you're trying to prove that you have something in the pipeline, but this does not look good to me either. It's promising. I'm like, that's cool. I'm sure a lot of like I know the idea of it's cool. I know people have wanted like an open world deal with that, but this is probably not the time to do it. I think if they just showed like the title, or do you think if they just showed the title that would have been fine?
No,
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I've been trying to think of
Like it was just a weird reveal for me, just in general.
mm-hmm.
But I think I'm just not a huge Pokemon like, at least in terms of the video games. I think I've closed that chapter of my life.
Yeah.
Because the most time I spent was in the Ruby series. Because I played
Oh,
Ruby and then
man.
I got Omega Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all my fun with that, but that was still, a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I think that's just the thing with Pokemon too, right? Like the issue is people wanted to go forward, but then there's always the complaint of like, oh, I wanted like, it's always they wanted to push the boundary, but also still stay the same.
Yeah, we want more Pokemon that's different, but if you change anything, you're a lazy developer and someone else besides Game Freak needs to take over the IP.
And if you don't
Because-
include my Gen 1, forget
Yeah, it's
forget
just-
everything. I was
Pokemon
like,
is just
bro,
kind of
guys.
obnoxious.
But then it's like, oh, but there's too many. Yeah, it's just this.
Yeah, like the more rabid members of the fan base are just obnoxious.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just here trying to finish the game. Man, there's that. Yeah, there's. Oh yeah, Sony did a thing. Did their. Oh my god, their showcase last week too, right?
PlayStation Connect. What's
They
that called?
showed. I remember it was
Oh my God,
really
wait.
short.
State of Play. It was their State of Play.
State of Play. That's
Or
Yes.
Maybe it wasn't really short, but it
was
felt
sh-
really
was-
short.
It felt
'Cause
short
I
because
mean,
it was a lot of stuff was like rehashed. I feel like.
Yeah, like I remember. I think the biggest news was that random Final Fantasy VII side chapter thing.
Oh no! Oh, I'm actually super excited for that because I thought okay, I was excited, but also I thought about it. I'm like, this is a remake of the
Dude,
the original.
I
but
am
what?
so worried for people who are investing into the remake.
Oh, wait, you mean
Just
legit
Final
remake?
Fantasy VII remake in general. I worry about those people because I remember. I think it was like a split-second shot at the end of that Final Fantasy VII side chapter thing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It was like the only I don't know who it was. I don't know the context. The first thing that sprang to my mind was, oh, it's Dark Cloud.
Oh yeah.
And so
I was really confused on that too.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
like if people don't know, the same I think overall director for Final Fantasy VII remake was the director for Kingdom Hearts. And so
it looks like a Kingdom Hearts
you're gonna
character too,
have
actually. Yeah.
like if someone doesn't rein him in, part of me, I want this crazy disaster to happen where the second episode of the Final Fantasy VII remake just deviates completely, and you suddenly have like Cloud has a nobody, and he's the real villain, and Sephiroth was Cloud from a different timeline, and they're like he's coming back to save you. It's just like I hope it's a train wreck, but at the same time, I hope they don't, because that would just I think be the nail in the coffin for that guy's career.
I mean, and like, who knows? You could be right because why are they releasing? They're releasing the original. They're releasing the original for like mobile, which will probably get ported later anyway. So who knows? That could be like their backup. It's like, oh, that didn't work out. Well, we have the original remade.
Hey, forget about what we just did.
Yeah, man,
It's so weird.
Man,
I was,
I'm just
but reading
so
online,
worried.
it's just. But reading online, it's like, oh, they made a remake of another remake, even though they have a remake. But they are adding.
Hold on. I'm confused. All right, so what is? So Final Fantasy VII R came out, and then what happened? There's
they announced it's basically a side chapter.
Okay.
Meant to kind of bridge between. It's basically like, here's some more Final Fantasy VII R content.
Okay.
Because kind of, I know the way it works, because it's meant to be something to be enjoyed on the PS5. Because I know they made a big deal of people who have Final Fantasy VII R on the PS4 will get a free upgrade to the PS5 version. And I think that side episode is included.
So that comes with it comes with and it brings back another character, and essentially it's just another side thing that goes along with. I don't know how many missions, but it's going to be a side, like essentially a side story along with that.
I to give Ian context, because did you watch it, Ian?
Watch what?
The Final Fantasy, the announcement or the state of play?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so spoiler alert for anybody who wants to keep it all a surprise for the new announcement they have for Final Fantasy VII R. The new side chapter they have is about Yuffie.
Oh.
And you play as Yuffie, and you do Yuffie stuff.
Cool. Wasn't she from...
She's from Final Fantasy VII, yeah.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I know...
She was also in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
She has her, like, partner, who I think it was in Dirge of Cerberus. So apparently they're, like, trying to wrap in Dirge of Cerberus into Final Fantasy VII R. But overall, the vibe I get from the remake is I'm side-eyeing it because I don't trust it anymore.
Dude, Harrison, you might enjoy watching this. Actually, it is. How long is it? I don't remember. But so Jesse Cox did a gaming club video where he and this other guy. I shouldn't say that. That's so disrespectful. He and another guy, named Santel, that they both do this together, where they like talk about a video game, basically. It's an hour, so maybe you don't want to watch it, but maybe you just want to watch a little bit of it. But basically, what they did was they both played the old one, and then the remake, and then they kind of like
Compare.
say what they like about both, kind of compare and look at the differences, but it was really good. It's really interesting. I kind of spoiled myself on a little bit of stuff, but I'm not.
It's
I
really
wasn't
funny
too
because
worried
you're like, oh, it's an hour. I'm like, bro, I have like hour and a half long podcast on the side anyway.
Oh, that's fair. All right, yeah,
So,
you
like,
should watch it. I think you'd like
yeah.
it.
Okay, yeah, no, I think that, yeah, and
I think
so-
Luke would like it too. I don't know why I was just pitching that to Harrison, but
so actually it's funny because like so that was one thing they got announced, and
Mhm.
then they also announced like a mobile remake of the original version, which people have been wanting anyway.
okay, yeah, I could see that.
So, but then it was weird because they tie in things with the remake. Like some things are like
Oh.
incorporated into the original. It was weird. But
So-
I probably need to read into it more because I was really confused.
Okay.
Because initially I just thought, oh, it's just a remake. Like it's it's a remastered version of the original, essentially. Not like the remake.
Okay.
Fucking talking about Final Fantasy makes me like have an aneurysm sometimes.
Oh yeah, dude. Trying to like piece together. Yeah. No, I get
Yeah.
you.
But
So-
essentially, it's just a remastered version of the like this. You know how like it was just like the 3D model back then. It's just upres that, and it looks better, way better.
right.
Like cheap, like still chibi and all that, but
So
new.
are they like changing story elements, like
I
adding
don't think
things
so.
from?
I don't
7?
think so. It maybe
Okay.
they are adding a couple, like maybe models and stuff. But I
Mhm.
need to read into it more. I might be talking out of my ass because I might have confused myself on an article.
Okay.
My understanding is it's just a remaster of the original, while
Mhm.
like Final Fantasy Remake is like the one that's diverting.
Man, I wonder how 7 would play on your phone. I wonder how that would
It
be.
looks, I mean, it looks good. But in all honesty, if they do it the same way as like Final Fantasy 15, like that game I talked about last week with the mobile version,
Oh yeah.
it'll probably get ported. Like in all honesty,
Yeah.
so it could go onto like Switch and like your consoles and PC and all that stuff. So who
Mhm.
knows?
Yeah.
And but I mean, yeah, thinking about it, the state of play felt pretty short because it felt like it just brought out some old stuff or things that I wasn't really interested in. Because there was like a focus on Returnal. There's like this new game that was like martial arts related. It was made by the same guys that did I don't remember. Oh my god. Absolver? It's like that one martial arts.
Oh!
Yeah. So they're
No
making a new
shit?
game. Yeah, they're making a new game. I think it's called wow, look at me. It sounded like Sifu or
Shifu?
yeah, it sounds
it
like that,
like
but it's not.
master?
It sounds like that. It sounds like that word, but I don't think it's spelled the same way.
Oh,
but I feel like that's what
Sifu.
they're.
Sifu.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
found
yeah.
a picture of it.
That's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah. So they're making that. So there's like a lot of stuff, but it was like, what was that one game that we were all super hyped for? It was like it was like with the girl. It was like, I think she's in blue
Oh,
or
and
something.
she had little like furry friends and
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
starts with a K or something. I don't remember. I'm really bad.
Oh, Hyperlight Drifter 2,
Yeah.
right? Forgot about that. Sorry, I'm like fast forwarding through this.
Kenna. Yeah, it was like Kenna.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
Bridge
The
of
big one was
Spirits?
Kenna.
Yeah.
They brought up like Crash Bandicoot 4. It was like rehashed stuff, right? Like it was stuff that if you cared about it, cool, but if you didn't,
Yeah.
yeah. So there wasn't
So
too
wait,
much.
why
though, it felt
why
like.
are they giving like a release date for like Kenna and stuff?
I thought they gave a release date.
I
Maybe
think they did.
So
August
is it
24th.
just,
August
like-
24th.
Is it just like getting hype again then? Why did they show it?
Yeah, I think it was just. I think it was releasing
they
a
had gameplay.
release
Like they
date.
had legit gameplay
More-
too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but it'll be released on both. Thank goodness, because it'll be on both PS4 and PS5. I'm like, cool, because I probably won't be getting a PS5 at this rate. So I'm
Yeah,
being.
I'm
honest
still
with
waiting
myself.
to get one. So
I would love to. Me too. It was just a weird, like, two big news events, but it was just weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was just weird.
Dude,
But we're in unprecedented times still, so.
unprecedented. Shoot. Dude, I had a thing that popped in my brain, and now I can't remember it.
Oops.
But I really wanted. No, it's not your fault. I was just saying, like, as we were talking about this, I was like, oh shoot, I need to ask Harrison about this, but now I don't remember what it is.
Next time on Dragon Ball.
Whatever.
That's all I wanted to talk about because it was just weird. I was like, cool, Pokemon stuff. You'd think you'd be excited. Not really. Like, it was cool, but it wasn't like hype stuff, right? Or maybe
Right.
I'm falling out of Pokemon like Luke too. Actually, I don't even think I was in that deep in the first place. So
With Pokemon, I played Yellow.
Dude, I'm
That
proud
was
of you.
it.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
I guess that's not true. You helped me download Emerald on my phone, but
What? I don't do that.
yeah.
What? No, what?
No, it was a handheld. Sorry, not phone. Handheld. You gave me the game. Completely purchased.
Oh, man.
Dude, what was that thing that I was going to bring up?
That's gonna bother you.
Oh, it's going to bother
What?
me so hard.
What?
Oh, well.
That's all
We
I
can
got,
talk
at
about
least.
it another time.
Another
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, like I had a few more things we can talk about, but
Oh, what? Is it-
I mean, we're about an hour, so I was just gonna wrap it up. We can talk about it later.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
You guys have any other final thoughts about random? Hey, it's already March. Here's all the things that's been happening. 'Cause,
Time just flew by. That's it.
yeah,
I didn't see March come by at all. I was like, oh, woke up March 1st. What?
Oh,
like I still remember last March, so my sense of time has just been squished since all of
I'm telling you,
quarantine happened.
the last time we hung out was on my birthday.
Yeah, like last time we saw each other. I mean, besides like you giving me a ride to my new apartment.
Like
The
legitimately.
last
hang
time
out,
we
yeah.
got to do a hangout was this time. It would have been this time in a week, because
Yeah.
next week is basically that weekend.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah. I think that's just bizarre, but that's all I got.
Yeah,
I'm out of it.
dude. Yeah. I have this bag of sweet tart jelly beans sitting here.
Staring at you,
They're just staring at
They're
me,
calling you.
telling
ready
me,
to be
saying,
devoured.
yeah, end my suffering.
All right,
Dude,
let's end
they would
everybody's
sound
suffering.
so much cuter than that. You know, they'd be like,
Eat me, eat me. I want to
Yeah.
be inside you.
all right.
Put me in your mouth, Ian.
Okay.
I want to
we-
be spit on, Ian.
I think we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, I was like, speaking of ending
Stop.
people's suffering, let's go and wrap it up now.
Yeah.
Thank you again, everybody, for listening, for tuning in. We really appreciate your views. We appreciate your ears. You can check us out on Twitter, I think is our most active platform. It's SuperBoss Podcast.
Yeah, at SuperBoss Pod on Twitter.
SuperBoss Pod on Twitter. Feedback, suggestions, critiques. Hey, I ate a Cheeto the other day and it reminded me of you guys. We appreciate
Bro,
that too.
if someone actually says that, holy
Yeah,
shit,
I'm telling you, I'm the prophet.
mad respect.
I called
if you're
Cyberpunk.
listening on YouTube, put that in the comments.
Yeah,
Put
you
that
can
in
check
the
us out on
comments.
YouTube as well, SuperBoss Podcast. You can also check out Ian. He has a running series on YouTube where he's uploading his Hades speedruns. Just search up Real Shake and Hades and speedruns. You'll probably find it. You can
Yeah.
also check out him on Twitch, but he's not on Twitch right now because he's doing YouTube. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.